it's a new episode. Here we are back again. Still going on, Ruin Who. Oh my goodness, it's not over yet. And here is the adorable Lauren O'Brien is my co-host today. Thank you so much. I liked you the second I met you.
I felt the same way.
It was that kind of thing, you know?
One of those meetings of the minds.
I just liked you, like right away, you know? And I'm so glad you're sitting here, but you did forget my hat. But it was so great that, like, I lost my hat when I met her, and, like, I knew that I liked her, so I called the place I lost my hat, and I said, give it to that girl that, you know.
And I have it behind my door, waiting. It was supposed to be grabbed and taken with me.
It's so funny. Because the person who gave me that hat, I said, oh, guess what? I'm finally getting the hat back tomorrow.
Well, I'll just have to see you again.
And you know who gave me that hat? What are the initials on that hat?
I don't remember.
You gotta look.
Sorry, it's
JC.
Jesus?
Yes!
To you?
Jesus gave me that hat.
Jesus himself.
Jesus gave me that
she
hat.
She knows people in high places.
He's been on the show, and he gave me that hat, and then I lost it, but then you had it. So
is that a sin if you lose something that Jesus...
Well, I didn't lose it because you have it. But all right, today is June 16th. It's actually National Fudge Day, but I didn't really have... I just couldn't get fudge. It was too much of a pain in the neck. But it's also the day that Cracker Jacks were invented. So I do have Cracker Jacks for people today. And instead of fudge, I have like spring color M&Ms. And spring, this is the last episode of Spring Ruin Who. Next week is summer. So this will be our fudge for the day. And we have Cracker Jacks too. And so you know what's inside the Cracker Jacks.
Some kind of prize.
Yeah, I know. So somebody's going to have to hustle because I only got 3 prizes here. So we'll see. We'll see who gets to get one of the 3 prizes. And it should be fun. It's also Tupac Shakur's birthday today. So rest in peace, Tupac. Happy birthday. It doesn't matter how old you are because you are permanently that age. You know?
He's immortal.
Just like Heath Ledger. Did you ever see that movie, The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus? My daughter is in love with that movie, so we've been watching it quite a bit. It's Heath Ledger's last film. And there's this whole thing about immortality that they say about in it. It's really an interesting film. So everything goes back to Heath Ledger in our house. So like Tupac, I don't want to take it away from you, but you know, hopefully you guys are partying together. It's also Joan Van Ark's birthday. Do you know who you actually could remind me. You could be her daughter or something. Do you know who she is? She was on Knots Landing. I love Knots Landing. That was such a good show. Oh my God. Do you know who Eric Siegel is? That's another one.
Is this a test?
No, it's not, but it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Eric Siegel, did you ever hear Love Story?
Yeah,
he wrote Love Story.
Oh,
I know. He is just too much. He's Eric Siegel. Stan Laurel's birthday. Oh no, Stan Laurel died on. Oh no, it is his birthday. Stan Laurel, it's his birthday, but he's not. He's with Tupac. So you know, they're probably partying on their birthday together. Who else is having a birthday? It wasn't Gino Vanelli. Did you ever hear of him? Mm-hmm. He used to be like some singer that, you know, Gino Vanelli. I always know the name, but does anyone know what he sang? Gino Vanelli? Do you know? Anybody? Did you ever hear of him? Nobody heard him? Yeah, of course. Gino Vanelli.
Dominic the Christmas Donkey?
He was that?
No.
Oh, that's still a genius.
Laurie Metcalf's birthday. You know who she is? Yeah, Roseanne's sister. Very good. And Sonia Braja. I like it. It was her birthday today. Do you know who she was? She was Morticia in the Addams Family. And there was something also about that Beatlemania opened on Broadway on this date, June 16th. Some Marx Brothers, A Day at the Races opened. Did you ever hear that? That was a big movie. Ford Motor Company incorporated on this day and Pepsi Cola. They started on the same exact day, same year. Pepsi and Ford. Isn't that pretty crazy?
It is two giants.
Two giants in 1903. I usually don't keep the year, but I thought that was like an important thing that they both started on June 16th. I thought that, but then of course Cracker Jacks was invented on June 16th. Yes, it was. I think that's pretty awesome. Ringo released a Bad Boy album. I never heard of that. Did you? He's such a bad boy, that Ringo. I love Ringo. Was my favorite Beatle when I was a little kid. I was like almost embarrassed to admit it, but like when I was little, I don't know why I loved Ringo. Maybe
You
it's,
needed to be different.
I guess because I loved. No, I didn't even know. When I got older, I kind of like fell towards some other Beatles, but I know when I was little and I didn't even know that I had to pick the cool one or not. I loved Ringo. I loved him when I was a little kid. I was in love with Ringo Starr. All right, Blues Brothers premiered on this day.
I do know who they are.
And this was funny. Nelson and Winnie Mandela visited Amsterdam on June 16th. What do you think they did there? Do you think they had fun in Amsterdam?
I'm
No, I
sure
didn't.
they did.
Oh, I hope so. They deserved it. They totally deserved it. The longest salami in the whole wide world was weighed on June 16th. You won't believe the size of this salami.
How much did it weigh?
You will not believe
It's not the
this.
size that matters.
You want to know?
Weight.
It's
It's
the
the
weight.
weight that
I have both. I have both here. It was 68 feet and 9 inches long, 25
That's a lot of salami.
inches in circumference, and it weighed, get ready for this, 1,492 pounds. Now, wait a minute. Isn't that when Columbus discovered him at 1492? It was 1492. It was a Columbus salami, I guess. Oh, my God.
Colossal.
And it was
salami.
from Norway. So, they have nothing better to do in Norway except make giant salamis, I
I'm
guess.
of Norwegian descent, so I feel a special pride in that salami.
So is salami popular in Norway?
I guess so.
Is it?
Now it is.
That one was. And that was all on June 16th. Yes, it was. Psycho. The movie Psycho opened in New York on June 16th. Now that is a classic. Abraham Lincoln, he made a very, very big comment. I don't know if I ever heard it before, but it's called "A house divided against itself cannot stand." Did you ever hear that?
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he said it on June 16th. Now, what does that mean to you? Does that mean like that brothers don't even talk to each other? And
Well, it's about unity. People have to be united in order to move forward.
yeah, I know. So a house divided, like people in their own houses don't even talk to each other. So like, how can there be? I hate that.
That's a fine point.
I
That's
hate
a fine
that.
point.
I mean, I know people within my family, brothers and sisters, that do not speak to each other.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's epidemic across our whole country.
It's so ridiculous.
It really is. And how can there be world peace
That's
if
what I
people
mean.
who live together can't get along? I guess that's what he's saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, what is the point? Send everyone who doesn't like each other to another planet, let them not talk to each other, and let's all party here on Ruin Who and How to Shrunken Head,
It will be.
and forget all that. I hate
There'll be a
war.
lot of people in that spaceship.
I always wanted that, another planet for cops and robbers and all those people, and leave us alone. Just let us do our little old thing, and, we'll get in and out of trouble. What do we care? All right, Jack Wagner. He was the voice of Disneyland and Walt Disney World. He passed away on this day. I could live in Disneyland. I'm embarrassed to admit that, but I love it so much.
It's a fun place, but I hear dark stuff happens.
Oh, it
underground.
does. It does. It
Yeah.
does. Underground and where
Yeah.
the people work. I know.
Yeah,
Oh, I
there's
know.
crazy shit going down there.
I know. It's true.
I want to go down underneath Disneyland.
Well, I don't know. Maybe not. It's the people that work there. They go in and out from underground.
Yeah, sometimes they go in and they don't come out.
That could be true. My friend and I went to Disney World when we were little, and we actually got Mickey Mouse to say something. You know how they don't say
Yeah, well,
anything?
what did Mickey say?
He said something. I know, we were like, say something, please say something, something. And finally, after 2 hours, we probably were bugging that Mickey Mouse. He said something. That's all he said. But we will never forget that day. I know. So tell me, Lauren, what do you have coming up in your life of your amazing contribution to the art world? Yeah. What are you?
Thank you.
You're a poet, but more than a poet.
Yeah, I'm an artist.
Okay.
I come
performing artist.
rock and roll poetry.
Is that what
So I work with musicians. I take these stories that I write and I express them with rock music. There's some singing, some speaking, some screaming.
Well, they talked to me totally.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The musicians that are.
No. Your words, your prose.
Okay.
That second one I heard was like totally amazing. I mean, it freaked me out actually.
Color Code.
Was it? I don't know. Was it
The
Color?
second song on the album.
No. The second one I saw you do live.
Oh.
The relationship one.
Oh.
Are they all relationship ones?
They're not all, and I like to mix stuff up. I kind of like to hold the microcosm and the macrocosm in a certain sense. So sometimes it seems like I'm writing about one thing, but
Oh yeah.
really I'm writing about something else.
Yeah.
And I make stuff
Is that
up.
metaphorical?
Yeah. So, relationships can be difficult. So I do write about that a lot. My own journey to understand them and process.
Yeah, I can't understand how life would exist without them, though. I mean,
It would be impossible.
Exactly. And on that note, Rowan and Martin, you remember Laugh-In? I know it's probably before your
Yeah.
time, but it started on June 16th. Now, without Laugh-In, there'd be no Goldie Hawn, there'd be no Kate Hudson, there'd be no
Sock
many
It To Me.
things. Sock It To Me.
Nothing would exist
Without Laugh-In. Laugh-In was like, it was like, so many things come off of Laugh-In that you don't even know. I have a feeling that Nickelodeon wouldn't even exist without Laugh-In, and like so MTV, everything came off of Laugh-In. It was like, do they show Laugh-In anymore? I mean, like,
Probably. I wish Gary Picard was here, my co-writer.
yeah.
who we met,
Did he like
'cause
Laugh-In?
He's a huge movie buff and old school TV buff, so he would have a lot to say. Unfortunately,
Well, Laugh-In started on June 16th, and that should be back on the air, I think. And Rudolf Nureyev defected to the West on this day. So we got Baryshnikov out of that one, I think, too. Do you like ballet?
I like Baryshnikov.
I do too. He is something else, that Baryshnikov. All right, so the Liberty Bell rang for the Second Continental Congress on this day as well, and Mary Queen of Scots was imprisoned on June 16th. Ooh, I know. What'd she go to prison for, I wonder? Did she get her head off? Was she a wife? Was she one of the wives? Mary Queen of Scots. I did live in London, and the one thing I remember after living in London is divorced, beheaded, and died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. So if she was beheaded, she was either the first wife, divorced, beheaded, or the fourth wife. That's like the one thing I got out of London, is the wives of Henry VIII. Yeah.
She gave head, Ruth.
She must have. So on that note, we are going to be back with our first guests, and it's going to be fun. And we have a really full show, and it's Ruin Who, baby, June 16th, the last Wednesday of spring 2010. We'll be right back.